I previously talked with you about appreciating all great human thought from across the planet and throughout time. I'm an omnist, and omnism is a belief that all religion, spiritual constructs, and belief systems are equally valid and true. It's like a vessel that holds a group of people that might believe in different things. You might be familiar with universalists who believe all people, regardless of their religion or belief system, will ultimately be reconciled with the divine. This belief is often based on the idea that there is a single universal truth that transcends the diversity of religious and spiritual traditions. If it sounds like I'm saying the same thing, it's probably because omnists and universalists are so closely tied. Regardless, I believe the truth and the path is your own. It's mine, and it is yours. I believe we are all whole inside, even if we don't know it. There are multiple paths to the divine, and different traditions offer unique insights and perspectives on the ultimate truth. So I want to ask a question. Do all of our spiritual constructs, religions, and philosophies all merge back to when early humans walked out of Africa? I don't know the answer, but I think it's something to think about. Maybe we see such striking similarities between the various faiths from around the world because they all started from the same place. Although I'm open to anything and I'm looking at everything, I'd like to tell you more about some of the things that move me and make sense to me. As I was building my knowledge on the subject, I wasn't sure where to start or how to divide my attention, and so I ended up setting a rotation in my book reading. I started with a modern spiritual book by someone like Eckhart Tolle, and then moved to a general world religion book, and then maybe a book on Hinduism, on to Eastern faiths like Buddhism or Tao, and then on to a couple of philosophy books, and then something on one of the Abrahamic faiths. And then I'd kind of just repeat this process, and that's how I diversified my knowledge. I knew at the start of my path that the Eastern faiths really resonated with me, and I found since that both Hinduism and Taoism touch me deeply, and I also appreciate many aspects of the Buddhist. I have a deep belief in Pantheism, and if you don't know what Pantheism is, it's a philosophical and religious worldview that suggests that the universe and everything within it, including humans, are part of a single divine entity. You are God, I am God, the sun is God, the tree is God, the rock is God, the bear is God. And if you look at it, we're all just stardust after all. It all comes from the same beginning. And remember, pantheism isn't just a religious idea, it's a deeply philosophical idea. Albert Einstein, Emerson, Spinoza, and Hegel were all notable pantheists. And you can see the beautiful representation of these pantheistic ribbons that tie the universe completely together in the Hindu Brahman and the Tao. You see it in the variations of Mother Earth or the nature of Wicca and shamanism. The Christian mystics even tell us how the Christ is very much a pantheistic teaching in its purest form. I knew when I studied the Abrahamic faith that I would find things I appreciated there, but the distaste from my Southern Baptist upbringing left me skeptical and wary of the Christian faith. Yet I found some elements of great wisdom in Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, especially in the mystical side of those faiths, which seem to really mirror our Eastern faiths so closely. Although I'm an omnist with universal beliefs, I feel closer to Christ today than I ever felt in the Southern Baptist Church growing up. Even so, the Tao and the Hindu Brahman and the raw nature of Wicca still strike me as more aligned with my path. Nature and the corresponding beliefs of indigenous people speak deeply to me. Native American traditions are rich and deserve more attention. The pagan and Wiccan practitioners' connection with Mother Earth is really everything. Shamanism can help translate secrets that we can all use. New Age spirituality in general just goes on, and you could study it for decades and still have more to learn from its beauty. And many horrible things have been done in the name of religion, and I actually see this as the corruption of humankind. Humans stripped the purity, mysticism, and love from religion. But that is humankind's doing versus an indictment of any specific religion. Man would have found a way to money, power, greed, and war with or without religion. Humans, man, and the patriarchy co-opted God as this humanoid-esque person. And I think we really need to burn that down. And I don't mean that from a violent perspective, but we need to start from scratch and see the beauty in the whole divine and our part in the whole. Even the so-called non-religious spirituality in general sometimes gets gatekept or can turn dogmatic. I've seen many of the same judgments and attachments in spirituality as I have in looking at religions. So we can all be more open to one another and then open to the universe. To me, spirituality, religion, philosophy, art, and science, they're all the same thing. It's the essence of the universe, the language of love, kindness, and who we are. It's not about who's right and who's wrong. It just is. We aren't good to anyone else if we don't take care of ourselves first. Taking care of yourself is the least selfish thing that you could ever do. When you know yourself is whole, and remember wholeness is already inside of you, then you lift up the world around you. We're here to master loving kindness and to become our true self. I'm referring to that self behind the body, behind the mind and ego, and even behind that curtain of consciousness. This takes me back to this generational experience that we're all living. You've heard of the stream of consciousness, but what you might not see is how we're all being pulled down society's stream of unconsciousness. It's thousands of years of fear, pain, and negativity. Let's each take a step out of this stream of unconsciousness and just stand on the bank and look around. Where might we go? Let go of fear, and again, release attachments and judgment. We shouldn't chase perfection, as perfect only exists as this universal truth inside of us. So there isn't anything to chase, just be. And be kind and forgive both yourself and others. And before we go on, if you're enjoying this conversation, please drop us a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Moving ahead, I'd like to tell you a story about kindness. I spent over 6 years in Kandahar, Afghanistan, and I would see these young special agents rotate in and out of country every 6 months. A new agent sat down next to me and asked me what I most look for in a new agent when they arrive. And I thought about these guys were responsible for collecting intelligence and piecing it together to help protect the lives of everyone on Kandahar Airfield, which was a huge base. And they spent a significant time outside the wire and were constantly in danger. And although this thought was unexpected to me, I told the agent the thing I most valued in a new person was kindness. Because if they were kind, anything was possible. And so even through all the rockets and truck bombs and destroyed lives, and in the middle of this war we were in, I found true value in loving kindness. For me, spirituality isn't about politics or even social justice or social values. And this is just an example, but I wouldn't even consider telling you to go protest climate change and take action on the environment. I would say, go understand you are one with nature and that you're part of its wholeness. And if your dharma or higher purpose is to work to preserve nature through whatever means, then I wish you peace on your journey, because that's your story. This is about each of us becoming whole, knowing our true self, and lifting ourselves up. The whole point is to understand this divine wholeness within. And so then we lift the whole world up around us. And that's how we change the world. Reject the barriers of dogmatic religions or even the bias of spiritual constructs and understand you are the temple. And please remember, this doesn't have to be a lonely journey. It might sometimes necessarily end up that way for periods of time, but then you can come back and share with others. We should understand the warmth of walking this path together. We can share perspectives and wisdom, and through it all, enjoy the richness of the journey. If you'd like to connect with others, please visit us at kishar.org for more great content and a place to see how others are navigating the universe. Don't be so focused on the destination or goal you miss the beauty along the way. And I'm in this to connect with others and find out what you believe and what resonates with you. So let me know what you think in the comments below, because I'm genuinely interested. And until next time, I wish you peace on your journey.